Hey friends, it's Julie. Welcome back to Row & Co Farms. Today, let's talk about freezer storage. So we're in our space in our barn where we keep our freezers. We have 5 deep freezers. Most people are thinking, what? That is crazy. Why would you need 5 deep freezers? But this is what taking control of your food system looks like. If you want to raise your own meat, you got to have a place to keep it. And so we raise all of our own meat here. And so all these freezers are full of meat and vegetables that we have grown and some things that we've bought as well. But this is our grocery store. So when we need food, we walk out here and we get stuff from here and from in our pantry. You guys have seen my pantry videos. You know what we have in there. So I'm going to show you the rest of what we keep for our family. So let's take a look. So we have our freezers broken into categories so that it's easier to find the things that we're looking for. Starting in this freezer here, and we will open them up, but this is what we call in our house the mammal freezer. And the reason we do that is because I am allergic to mammals. So this freezer has all the food that I am not able to eat. We are slowly phasing out the mammals on our property. So there will be no more beef and no more pigs processed here. We're sticking just with poultry and fish. So we will be making a change. So this will be slowly transitioning into more poultry at some point. So then this one here is our poultry and fish freezer. We also have another one of our chest freezers, actually 2 of our chest freezers that also are full of poultry as well. And then our big chest freezer here, the middle one, is mainly vegetables and fruits. So let's get started and we'll take a look here in our mammal freezer. So in here is what we have from a cow and a pig that we butchered, and also some deer that we hunted last year. So there's quite a bit left here. There's sausage, like breakfast sausage. There's more breakfast sausage, and also like bratwurst style sausages here. Everything in those white packages in the door, that's all venison sausages and things like that we had processed. Then when we move into the larger portion of the freezer here, all this here are pork ribs, pork chops, more pork chops, roasts, lots of ground pork and ground sausages. There's some remnants down here of what's left of one of our cows that we had butchered last year. And then there's quite a bit of ground venison as well. So what will happen with these items in this freezer is my son and his family will eat most of this. My husband is a fireman. He takes a lot of this to work with him, and they're able to prepare it, for breakfast and stuff like that. So my family still does get to consume it. I just don't get to, and we just aren't taking the time to raise this meat anymore because I cannot cook with it. It's too dangerous for me to cross-contaminate my own dishes and stove inside with cooking this meat. So we just do not cook or use this mammal meat anymore in our house. So let's take a closer look inside that freezer and I'll show you, everything that's in there. So yeah, up top here are all the breakfast sausages and bratwursts, some of the breakfast sausages. Down here in the door, these are all deer sausages and roasts. This freezer is all of the pork. Up here, lots of hocks, ribs. These are all the bones, soup bones, neck bones. Down here are pork chops and butts. We have venison, ground venison. And there's just a little bit of beef left. And then down here are more breakfast sausage and ground pork. So we have lots and lots of that. So up next is our poultry and fish freezer. This freezer contains all kinds of different stuff, but up here are some of our chicken stocks that we've frozen here as well. We also keep butter in here. Butter can be frozen, so I buy it in bulk and freeze it. I don't have a dairy cow. I wish I did, but if I did, then I would be storing my own butter. But since I don't have a dairy cow, I do have to buy butter at the store. I also have some different freezer jams in here, and then also I store some different seeds in here as well that are in freezer vacuum seal packs that can be frozen easily. Moving into the main part of the freezer, we have lots of different chicken. This is the chicken that we recently processed ourselves. We broke it up into different packs. These are chicken wings in here. So we have different packs of wings there. This here are the leg quarters. So this is all leg quarters here. Here we have, these are all items that I actually buy from a company called Amaru Hills. They specialize in duck, emu, ostrich meat, which are all things that I am allowed to eat because of my allergy. And so I do source a lot of things from them. They have amazing duck bacon, duck sausage that really is a great replacement for pork. So I do get a lot of that. Emu meat also tastes amazing. It tastes a lot like beef. It looks like beef. So there's also a lot of emu meat in here. I also buy a lot of ground turkey. So turkey is one of the things that starting next year we're going to raise ourselves. This was a new diagnosis for me with this allergy, so we did not have time to prepare this year on our homestead for raising turkeys. So, but we did get to do our chickens. So here we have more of our chickens. Here there's chicken breasts, more of our leg quarters down here. Then I also have a bunch of pecans in the freezer here that we can use for pecan pies and stuff like that. And then at the very bottom is fish. Some of it is fish that we caught ourselves when we went deep sea fishing this summer, and some of it is store-bought fish as well. So that's what we keep in our poultry freezer. So let's move on to our next one, which is vegetables. So this deep freezer here contains a lot of our frozen vegetables. Many of these are, well, most of these are all store-bought because last year we had a freezer failure and lost all of our homegrown vegetables. So I've had to replace those this year with store-bought, and that's okay. Things happen. So you'll see a lot of store-bought stuff here, which is totally fine. I just like to keep it on hand. So I do store it in baskets so that I can take it in and out a little bit easier, and I kind of have it in categories. So just different kinds of beans and corn there. And then down in the bottom here are all the tomatoes that I've been saving from my garden for the last couple of months. And so once, there's a lot in there, there's a whole lot. Once summer is over and we're moving into fall and I have a little more time, I will take these all out and I will can those. So we should get a nice batch of canning from that. So we keep some fruit in here too. When I can find that on sale, I will buy the organic fruit from either Aldi or Sam's Club. We have a membership there. So that is some of our vegetables in that freezer there. So we have another deep freezer here, chest freezer. And this one contains our latest batch of chickens and chicken carcasses. So we're currently not really using this freezer. We're still working off of our batch from last year, but this contains quite a few of our chickens. And then there's also some veggies in here too in the bottom that I couldn't fit into the other freezer. So as I take those tomatoes out, those will get moved over. So we also have some chicken carcasses here. These will be used to make chicken stock and soups. So there's about 20 20 or so whole chickens in here from this last batch that we just did. And these guys look really good too. They're really big. I mean, these are 6.5 pounds after they've been processed. So that's a large chicken. And most of them were at least that big or bigger. So we will definitely be raising chickens again. All right, last we have in here more chicken and more vegetables. So I have a few whole chickens that I bought at the store at some point, and those are still in there. There's lots of chicken carcasses in here, and then at the bottom there are bunches of whole chickens from last year's batch of chicken. Have a few Eggo waffles. My daughter loves those. And then here is our basil pesto. This is how we store our basil, our harvest from last year. I still have lots of pesto from that harvest last year. So I have not grown a lot of pesto this year. I'm sorry, a lot of basil this year, for that main reason is I can just come in here and get this. So there's plenty of jars of pesto, and that is an easy go-to for pasta dish. Throw a little meat in there and bam, dinner is served. So yeah, that is what our freezer storage looks like for our household. So there you have it, guys. There's our 5 freezers and what we store in them. So I do get questions about problems that can arise from having a freezer. And most of them, of course, are from freezer failures or power outages. So for us, we have a couple things that we do. We can't prevent a power outage necessarily, but we do have a generator that we have that we can use as a backup if we do lose power. We keep extra fuel on hand, so we're able to do that. We also have monitors on the freezers that will notify us if we have a freezer failure. If for some reason we don't know that there was a power outage, or that the freezer itself possibly, went bad or stopped working. So we do get notified. We have to keep batteries in the monitors, but then it notifies us via an app to let us know, what the temperatures are and if there's been a fluctuation in any temperatures in the freezers. I will leave a link down below for the ones that we've purchased, and I'll say that we've been happy with those so far. You do have to replace the batteries pretty frequently, but I'm assuming you would have to do that with any product like that. So I'll leave that down below, but those are some of the things that you do have to think about when you're using freezers for your storage. Other than that, the freezers are a great way to store your items. Most things will do really well in freezer space for 6 months up to about 2 years, depending on the item. Most meat is good for about 2 years, so this gives us a lot of leeway in how we're going to use our items. A lot of vegetables taste better frozen rather than canned, and so some things I just prefer to freeze. Green beans and corn and things like that just taste better frozen. So that being said, if you have any questions, please leave those down below. I love to see your questions and comments, and want to hear what you guys have to say about our freezer storage space. So I look forward to seeing you next time, and come see us next time here at Row & Co Farms.